Hi everyone, I hope you all are great. Today we will have pronouns. We will continue our lesson on that pronouns. We did the first two lessons already, so we will do this two again. It's under the grade 7. Then we have lesson choose between subject and object pronoun, compound subject and objects with I and me. All right, so you can use a subject pronoun as the subject of a sentence or clause. It tells who is doing something, and it's usually at the beginning of the sentence. You can also use a subject pronoun after a linking verb like am, is, are, was, were, or be. The subject pronouns are I, you, he, she, it, we, and they. Now, after finishing the experiment, I showed my teacher the result. So now the subject pronoun here is I. So it is the subject of the sentence. And then yes, it was she who won first place. Now the subject pronoun she is used after a linking verb was. Okay? So you can see that sometimes it can be used after a linking verb. Okay, and then it can be used as the subject of the sentence or the clause, and then it tells us um what is happening in the sentence. Okay, so we have object pronoun. You can use object pronoun after an action verb. You can also use an object pronoun after a preposition like at, for, of, on, to, or with. The object pronouns are me, you, him, her, it, us, and them. Okay, so after finishing the experiment, my teacher showed me the result. So the object pronoun me is used after an action verb should. Okay, then my teacher showed the result to me. So the object pronoun me is used after a preposition to. So object pronoun can be used like after the verb, okay, used after the action verb, or it can be used after a preposition. So that's it for like the object pronouns. So let's look at some examples. So we have select the correct pronouns to complete the sentence. While the Willits are traveling, Dash have asked Mimi to care for their dog. So we have what's they. Okay, so subject pronoun. Dash visited several cathedrals and museums while in Toronto. So we have what I. Okay, now the toddler wobbled toward Dash with his arm waving in the air. So her. This is also object pronoun. Okay. So you just have to make sure you select the right pronoun that is suitable for the question. Okay. So everyone, so select the correct pronoun to complete the sentence. Everyone in the history class had read the document except for he or him. Which of them? So we have except for him. Thank you for your answer. Okay. I always rinse the dishes before I put dash in the dishwasher. Them or they? Okay, so I put them in the dishwasher. Okay. When we gave Clayton a comic book for his birthday, he thanked Dash. We or us? So he thanked what? Us. Okay. Alright, the noise from the construction site distracted Dash from my homework. Me or I? So distracted me from my homework. Rick sat with Dash during the department meeting. We or us? Okay, so we have Rick sat with us during the department meeting. Okay. So while the Gregories are traveling, Dash have asked Bridget to care for their dog. They or them? So they have asked Bridget to care for their dog. Okay. The toddler wobbled toward Dash with his arms waving in the air. Her or she? Okay, so the toddler wobbled towards her with his arms waving in the air. I always rinse the dishes before I put it dash in the dishwasher. They or them. What is the right one here? Okay, so I put dash in the dishwasher, them in the dishwasher. Okay. So this is the same question. So what's it gonna be here? Okay, so we have what? Towards her with his arm waving in the air. So that's it for this lesson. We'll move on to the next one. Okay, which will be compound subjects and objects with I and me. Okay. Okay, so I is a subject pronoun. You can use it as a subject of a sentence or clause. It tells that the speaker is doing something and it's usually at the beginning. So that is what I is. After finishing the experiment, I showed my teacher the result. So the subject pronoun I is the subject of the sentence. Then me is an object pronoun. You can use it after an action verb. You can also use it after a preposition like at, for, of, to, or with. Now, after finishing the experiment, my teacher showed me the result to me. So the object pronoun me is used after an action verb should. And then my teacher showed the result to me. The object pronoun me is used after a preposition to. Okay, so that's the difference between me and I. So when a pronoun is connected to a noun with the word "and," like Rick and I or Rick and me, it can be hard to tell which pronoun is correct. So to tell which one is correct, you have to look at the sentence without the other noun. Like we have Rick and I discuss the results with the teacher. So we take away Rick, which is the noun, and leave the other one, which is I discuss the result with the teacher. You can see that the sentence still makes sense. I is used as the subject of the sentence and is still perfect. Then we can also say the teacher discussed the result with Rick and me. So we take away Rick, and then we have the teacher discuss the result with me. So you can see that me is used after the preposition with, and the sentence still balances. Okay? So select the correct pronoun to complete the sentence. Mr. Whitehead offered Ronnie and Dash some coffee when we arrived. So Ronnie and what? Me. Because you can say Mr. Whitehead offered me. If you take away the noun Ronnie, you can use me. Reporters seemed to descend on my lawyer and Dash from all the direction. So on me. Okay. At the carnival, an artist sketched Shonda's and Dash. So Chantal is the other noun, and then you take away the noun, and then you say the artist sketched me. Okay. So let's move on to the test, and you can share your answers with me. Okay. So select the correct pronoun to complete the sentence. So reporters seem to descend on my lawyer and dash from all direction. Me or I? So what does the right one says here? Okay, so on my lawyer and me from all directions. Okay. The nurse and Dash laughed obliquely at the doctor's joke. Me or I? So you can say the nurse and I laughed because if you take away the nurse, you can say I laughed. Okay. So Carson and Dash met at the dance academy when we were younger. Me or I? So is it Carson and I? Okay, thanks for your answers. So we now have Beth swam under my sister and Dash as we floated in the pool. Me or I? Okay, so my sister and me. At the carnival, an artist catch Chantal and Dash. Me or I? Okay. And me. So a flock of ravens soared far above my brother and dash. Me or I? So my brother and what? I or me? So we have me. Shane and Ken became acquainted through my sister and dash. Me or I? So is it true my sister and me or I? So me, okay. The stray cat fled from Brunt and dash. Me or I? So we have me. All right, that's it for our lesson today on that pronouns. Can you tell me if you have any questions? All right, since we have no questions, we'll end here. Try to complete the lessons that we've done so far. When we meet again, we will complete the other ones. See you next time. Bye.